everyone. The grade 6 to 8 music theory exam is coming, and today we're going to talk about question 1 from 2015 paper A. And this is the question 1 of your grade 8 music theory exam paper. For a question like this, the first thing you need to do is find out what is the key, what is the opening key. So there are 3 sharps. First of all, we look at the key signature. It has 3 sharps. So when there's 3 sharp, can be 2 possibilities. First, it can be A major. Another possibility can be F sharp minor. So let's assume if this is the F sharp minor, you should be able to see the E sharp being raised. But there's no, the 7th note is not raised here. The E has no sharp. So apparently this is not an F sharp minor. So the answer will be A major. So if this is A major, let's look for the modulations. Throughout the whole piece, you don't see any accidentals. Until the end, last second bar, you can see that there is a sharp here. And if you know something about figure bass, you realize that when there's no number next to the sharp, it means the 3rd note. When there's no number written next to the sharp, means the 3rd note have a sharp from the bass. So if this is a C, which means C, you count 3 steps, C, D, E, which means this sharp is referring to E sharp. So towards the end, the E sharp suddenly appear. It means that starting from this bar onwards, you have a F sharp minor. So only one modulation for this piece of music. Okay, so this is all about figure bass. Figure bass means figure from a bass, means you need to count the number from the bass note. So the next step you need to do is to identify the chords by counting the numbers. Example like this, when there is a space here, is for you to identify a chord. So when there is no number here, it means this is a E. The chords will start with E, which means this is a E, G, B. So in A major, E, G, B is chord 5. And for the rules of doubling, you know that chord 5 is a major chord. Major chord root position, we double the root note. Okay, so for all this, we don't need to fill in anything because first and second bar are already fully done. All the notes are already written down for you. So we just need to start identify the chords starting from bar 3. And this chord 5 will last for 3 counts because you have a line here telling you that this whole bar that consists of 3 counts will be under the chords of dominant chord E, E, G, B. So for major chord root position, we need to double the root note, double the E, the first note. Okay, next bar, in bar 4, the A is at the base, which means this chord will start with A. So this is the A, C, E, which is chord 1. So chord 1 is a major chord with root position, we double the A. Okay, next bar, we have B. So we have B and the number down here is 5. So from D, you count 5 steps. D, E, F, G, A. So D and A. So D count 5 steps is A. So this chord is a D, F, A. So in A major, D, F, A is chord 4. And chord 4 root position, major chord root position without the root note. The next chord is 6. 6 is the only number that you need to memorize. The rest of the number you can figure out by counting from the base. Only 6, you need to realize that 6 means the bass note is the middle note. Bass note is the middle note of the chord. Middle note of the chord. Okay, so which means this D, the bass note is D. So the D will be your bass note of the chord. The middle note of the chord, sorry. So this is a B, D, F sharp. So in A major, B, D, F sharp is a minor chord. So in terms of minor chord, we use a small lowercase on Roman numeral, chord 2 and first inversion because the D is at the base. So in this case, when you have minor chord first inversion, we need to double the middle note. Okay, so that is the rules of doubling. Okay. So this is a B, D, D, F. Okay, so the next bar is already fully done. This whole bar is fully done, so we don't need to do anything. Next bar is F, A, C. So in A major, this is F, count 5 steps. F, G, A, B, C. So from here, you know this is F, A, C. And in A major, F, A, C is chord 6. This is chord 6. And if you study the rules of doubling, you know that chord 6 double the middle note. Okay, so if you haven't studied the rules of doubling, you can Google. There are plenty of websites that introduce which note to double for certain chords. So if you haven't studied that, you can Google and find out the rules of doubling first before coming to fill the notes. The next one, 6. Okay, so just now I mentioned that 6 is the only number that you need to memorize. 6 means that the bass note F is the middle note of the chord. So this F, I put at the middle. So you just need to fill in the first and last note. So if F is the middle, the first and last note will be D and A. So D, F, A is chord 4. So chord 4, first inversion, because the F is at the middle. So in this chord, F is position B. First inversion is position B. So this is the 4B. So D, F, A. And major chord first inversion, according to the rules of doubling, we double the first note. Next chord is G. The bass note here is a G. G count 5 steps. G, A, B, C, D. So this is a G, B, D chord. So this is a chord 7. Root position, so we double the root note. And 6 again, that's how we say that 6 means that the bass note is in the middle. So G is at the middle. This is G. So if G is the middle, then the first and last note will be E and B. So this is a chord 5, first inversion, because the position of G is B. So this is a 5B, chord 5B. Now, major chord first inversion, so we double the first note. Okay, next one, no number here. That means this is a root position. So we write down E, G, B. So this is chord 5, root position. So we put in the E, E, G, B, double the E. Next one, no number. So this is A. If there's no number here, that means that A is a root note. So this is a A, C, E. So in A major, AC is chord 1. So we double the root. Next one, F is at the bass. So this is a root position. So F, A, C. So in A major, F, A, C is chord 6. Chord 6, we double the middle note. Next chord is a root position chord, and D is a root note. So D, F, A. So in A major, D, F, A is chord 4, and chord 4 is a major chord, root position, double the root. Next one is A at the bass, and no number again. So this is A, C, E. So A will be the root note. In A major, AC is chord 1, so we double the root note. Next one, another root position chord again. So this is E, E, G, B, and chord 5, we double the root E, E, G, B. Next one, A is at the bass root position, so A, C, E. So this is chord 1, A, C, E. Next one, A is at the bass, so root position, A, C, E again. Chord 1, root position, double the root note. Next one is 6 again. Just now I mentioned that 6 means the bass note is the middle. So that means C is at the middle, then you fill in A and E. So from here, you know that A, C, E and A major is chord 1, first inversion, you double the first note. Next one, you have 2 numbers here. Again, we can count from bass note. So the bass note here is a D. D counts 6 steps. D, E, F, G, A, B. So D counts 6 steps is B. Another one is 5. So D count 5 steps. So we always must count from the bass note. So D is a bass note. So from D, you count 5 steps. D, E, F, G, A. So it's A. So from here, you know that if you arrange B, D, and A in correct sequence, you can realize B to D is third apart. Okay, find out the 2 notes that are third apart first. B and D is third apart, so I put together. Then A, I will not put in front because A and B doesn't form a chord. So in that case, A I will put behind that. So just nice, I can form a chord B, D, F, A. Okay, so this is how I find out the answer without memorizing the figure bass. So here in A major, B, D, F, A is chord 2 with a 7 note. And because the D is at the bass, so first inversion. Next one, the E is at the bass. And E count 5 steps is B. So this is a E, G, B chord. E, G, B. And in A major, E, G, B is chord 5, root position. So we double the root note. Next one, 6. Again, it means that E is at the middle note. Okay, so if E is the middle, then it will be C, E, G. So in A major, C, E, G is chord 3, minor chord, first inversion. So according to the rules of doubling, minor first inversion will double the middle note. Next one, 6, 5 again. So this is a C, count 6 steps. A, C count 5 steps is G. So A and C are third apart, and then G come behind them. So just nice A, C, and G can form another chord, A, C, E, G. This is a chord 1 in A major with 7 notes, and C is at the bass, so this is position B. Okay, A, B, C, D. So this is a position B because C is at the bass. Now let's continue the next one. 5. So the bass note is a D. D count 5 steps is D, E, F, G, A. So this is A. So this is D, F, A. D, F, A chord, this will be chord 4, D, D, F, A. Next one, 6 again. 6 means the D, the bass note D is the middle note. So from here, I put the D at the middle. So this is a B, D, F. So in A major, B, D, F is chord 2, which is a minor chord. And D at the bass, so this is the position B. Okay, so first inversion. So for minor chord, first inversion, we double the middle note, B, D, D, F. Next one is 6, 5. So B is a bass note. B counts 6 steps, B, C, D, E, F, G. So after that, from B, you count 5 steps, B, C, D, E, F. So G and B can form a third, and then F come behind them. So G, B, D, F. So in F sharp minor, G, B, D, F is a diminished chord with 7 notes. Because B is at the bass, so this is 2, 7, B. Next one, this is a root position with E sharp. So in F sharp minor, this is C, E, G. And chord 5 in F sharp minor, this is chord 5. So this is C, C, E, G. Last chord is chord 1 because it starts with F. So chord 1 is a minor chord. So I put a dot. F, F, A, C. Now let's continue to fill the notes. And if you look at the pattern, you can see that when violin 1 is moving, violin 2 stays silent. Okay, when violin 2 is moving, the violin 1 stays silent, which means you need to continue using the same style. So in bar 3, it suggests that violin 1 will have some melody. So you start with B. And over here, I will choose, you're allowed to have E, E, G, B. So when the chord has 3 notes, E, G, and B, you must make sure that the important note E must appear above the main chord. And the rest of the bar can be any notes. You can choose any note from the chords and add passing note to decorate the melody. So over here, I will choose B because B is the nearest note. And a rest, okay, because the violin 1 needs to have melody. So over here, I put a rest to make it silent. So violin 1, I will B, C, I will go all the way up to E, B, C, D, E, and you need 6 quavers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have 5 quavers. All you need is 1 more quiver. So for that 1 more quiver, I will choose to repeat E because E is a chord note. So E, E, and B from the chord, and C and D are just passing note. Okay. So this is how I plan the melody. Okay, next one is A, C, E. So in bar 3, violin 1 play the melody. So in bar 4, I will want violin 2 to take over the melody. So because they take turn, violin 1, violin 2, violin 1, and then here violin 2 again. So I will start with using the same trick by starting with a rest, quiver rest, and then I start writing my melody. I will choose A because it's not above the main chord. You can choose any note from the chord. I choose A and repeat the A. So if you repeat the notes, you can add passing note. So between A and F, I can put a G. And you still need one more quiver over here. So in that case, I will choose to repeat the A again. And between A and F, I put a passing note G. Okay, so this is the chord note A, and then the B and G are auxiliary note and passing note. So if you don't know how to use the melodic decoration, you can refer to my video about writing melody with melodic decoration. I have a video that talk about how do we make use of the decoration to smoothen up your melody. So by doing this, we have 6 quavers. So for the top line, I will choose the nearest note, which is C, and rest. So violin 1 in this bar is silent. Next bar, they suggest both violin 1 and 2 play the melody together. So this is the B, D, F. So I will choose D at the top line, which is a chord note. 2 Ds. And the middle line, I will choose B, 2B. To fill up the notes. So I end the melody with B, which means every note that you write must have a reason. So over here, I choose B, B and D because they belong to chord. This is B and B because they belong to the chord note. Okay, next line. Okay, the first bar in this next line is already done, so I will skip to the next bar. And when they're fully written, all the notes are fully written, they are giving you a hint that the value of the note changed to crotchet and minim. So the rest of the bar, you need to start writing your notes with a value of crotchet and minim. It's no longer like first line, so many quiver notes. Okay, no longer have quiver notes. So second line onwards, I will continue using the same style by filling in the crotchet and quiver note. So here is your F, A, A, C. So F is at the base. F is at the base. Above this main chord, the important note must appear. So F is already done. When a chord has 3 notes, you must make sure the root note is there. Then middle line, I will choose A, which is from the chord. There's an A in the chord. Top line, there's a suspension. So they are giving you a hint by writing a tie that you need to have a suspension here. So if this is a suspension, I will tie over to a C. Next bar, for the next bar, the D is missing. So I'll go to a D. Okay, so when the chord has 3 notes, must make sure the root note is there. And 1, 2, 3. So violin 1 is done because I have a crotchet and minim. So violin 2, I do it opposite way. I have 1, 2 minim plus a crotchet, which is F. Because F is part of the chord note here. So there is an F in the chord. That's why I choose F. And also because F is the nearest to A. Okay, so we try to choose the nearest note so that the melody looks smoother. Next bar, you have G, B, D. So for a top line, I want to have D. Middle line, I want to choose B. Okay, so you see the contrast again. Here I put crotchet, then the value 2, I put minim. So after crotchet, it should follow by another minim because we want to form 3 counts. So in this chord, the important note is E. So E is missing a second beat. So I choose E to be here and last for 2 counts. So for middle line, this lasts for 2 counts, which is a B. B also belongs to the chord. So it can last for 2 counts. Now the third beat, I will choose, since the E already there, lasts for 2 counts. So I will choose the G for violin 2. Next, AACE. So the important note A is already done. So I will choose C for the middle line. And then the top line, I will choose E because E is the nearest to this, which is a crotchet. So you can see the pattern again. When one play crotchet, another play quavers. So if the top line has a crotchet, that means you need another quiver, another minimum to make up 3 counts. So E, I will choose a C from the chord. You have C. And third beat, this lasts for 2 counts. So third beat, you have F, C, and then the top line I can choose. We cannot choose the F again, but the next note is F. So in that case, I will put the C on the top line instead, because C is the nearest to the F, and the middle line I will put A. So we have F, A, and C. Next bar, we have D, F, A. So the D, important note, already appear above this main chord. So we have F, and according to the rules, you are allowed to double D again. So I'll put the D here. And then after that, another D. Next chord is A, C, E. So A, E, and there's a C, so I choose to put the C here. Okay, so that's how we fill up the second line. Next line, we start with E, G, B. So for the top line, the previous bar ends with E. So over here, I will choose the nearest note, which is a G. And because we can double the E, so there's a E, G, so I choose another E up here. Okay, so you can fill in the notes according to the doubling of notes here. That's the reason why we need to write out the letter name before we fill in the notes. So next, since this is the top line is a minimum, the middle note I want it to be crotchet. So this lasts for 2 counts. Then I need to fill in 1 more note for top line, which is a crotchet. So this chord allows you to have 2 A's. So I choose A again because that is the nearest. And then the middle line, I choose another E minimum. Okay, because this E belong to this chord, and it also can belong to this chord. So it's a good choice to choose E because it can last for 2 counts. Next bar is A, C, E. So A, C, E, you have the important note A is already at the base. So I will choose A again for top line because that is the nearest note. We are allowed to double A. As you can see, there are 2 A's here. So A, and then the middle line, I can choose E. Because so happen that the next chord also have an E. So this E can last for 2 counts, and we just need to fill in 1 more note at the third beat crotchet, which is A. Okay, so from E, A, and then to B, it make a smoother melody line. Next bar, B, D, F, A. So you can see that they fill in the important note B and A. When a chord has 4 notes, B, D, F, A, the first and last must be there. So B and A are there. Okay, so since there is suspension at the top voice, A here, the next chord I will resolve 1 step down to G. Okay, the purpose of putting G is because I want to resolve this suspension. And so this is E, G, and then the B lasts for 2 counts. You already have a B at the middle line. Next chord is C, E, E, G. So over here, you can see that the root note is missing. So you must give priority to the root note first. So I put the root note C. So the middle note is E. And then the top line, I can put a G. But instead of putting a G crotchet, I will change this G to minimum. Okay, so you can see that you have more variety of notes, minimum and crotchet in this bar. Next one, A, C, E, G. So this chord has 4 notes again. So when the chord has 4 notes A, C, E, G, we need to make sure the first and last note must appear. So A and G must be there. Let's check the A. So the A is already done for you. You have C. So the next note must be a G, because G is important note that must appear above this main chord. Okay, so the violin 2 is already done with 3 counts. So the left with top line. So this G is crotchet. So over here I will choose to put a minimum to fill up the space. So we have a D at the base, and you have an A. So why not we put F? Because this F can be used for the next chord also. The next chord also have an F. So it will be just nice that you have a B, D, and F. Okay, let's move on to the next chord. Next chord has 4 notes again. So when you have 4 notes, it means that you need to have first and last to appear in that above this beat. So the G and F must be there. So in this case, I will put the G at the middle line, and then F to be top line, the nearest. And I decide to have crotchet for violin 1. So crotchet must follow by a minimum. Okay, for minimum, the nearest note here is E sharp. So I put E. Don't forget the sharp, because the 7th note of F sharp minor. So C, E, and then there's a G holding for 2 counts. So this is done. And violin 2, you still need 1 more crotchet for 3rd beat. So over here, I'll choose to repeat the G again. And don't forget, because this is a cadence, 5-to-1 cadence, so the leading note and tonic must be resolved like this. So the leading note must go to tonic. Okay, I will use a different pen to remind you. So leading note here is 7, must resolve to 1. And then for middle line, the supertonic number 2, G, also must resolve to tonic F. And then the bass note, the 5 must go to 1. So when your music, for question 1, when the music ends with a perfect cadence 5-1 like this, the leading note must go to tonic, the supertonic note must go to tonic, and at the end, the bottom note, dominant, must go to tonic. So this sequence this arrangement can be in any sequence. It doesn't mean 7-1 must be at the top. It can be middle, it can be bass. Okay, there's no fixed position. You just need to make sure all 3 voices, 7-1, 2-1, 5-1, are the combination for the ending of this question 1 when it ends with perfect cadence. So I hope you find this tutorial useful. If you think this is useful, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.